put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back. We're just at about 7:09 a.m. I'm Julien Skeete, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. At this point, we're connecting, and we head into our first interview with Colin Greaves, Head of Public Relations, Digicel Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, and welcome.
Thank you so much. It's always great to be here with Tobago Updates.
All right, excellent. So we're speaking Digicel network upgrade coming soon. So, immediately people hear the coming soon and they want to get closer to some timeline. So let's start around there. What are our targets that are set out? And then we go into a little bit more details about what these upgrades will entail this time around.
Okay, so the targets is that Digicel, of course, we want to continue to give our customers, both in Trinidad and Tobago, the best quality service. So that means that we're going to be doing some major upgrades. I mean, we've always been doing upgrades and investing in the network, but this is a big one. We're going to be actually decommissioning our 2G network on March the 31st, 2024. So we have between now and the first quarter of next year to switch out those devices and stuff so that to make sure they're compatible with our new upgraded technology moving forward on our faster networks.
So will there be any sort of deals or services offered to customers that may have to switch up their devices? Is there something in place for that?
Of course, yeah. At Digicel, we always want to make these transitions as smooth and as easily as possible in the customers. We definitely want to ease the burden. So throughout this Christmas season, we have some really amazing offers on our prepaid and postpaid side. So, I mean, from starting as low as $3.99, you can get a brand new device, 2G, 3G, 3G, 4G compatible. And of course, those devices, it's not only just the device. We're giving you the device, of course, with 30 days service. So you can get a phone from as little as $3.99. And now, with the way things go, $3.99 is definitely a steal of a deal moving forward because you're talking about service as well. So we have a lot of fantastic offers on devices itself. And of course, throughout the Christmas season, we'll also be giving away devices. So a couple of thousands of our 2G customers, the customers who exist on that 2G network, of course, we would know based on your network usage and the SIM card you have in the device and stuff, we will actually be giving away a couple of thousand devices to the general public to help the transition from 2G to 3G, 4G, LTE, etc. A lot smoother, and of course, to give you something extra this Christmas.
How easy is it, if I'm not as technologically savvy, for me to be conscious that my device is a 2G and still working on that older network? Some tips and tricks for those who are not as technologically savvy, or quite frankly, if you're in the grouping of my grandmother, where you quite frankly don't care to verify, and if they don't give you a simple way, you'll call someone to help you. What's a simple way for us to be able to identify those who are still on that 2G network?
Well, we've created two very simple ways. Well, one is we want you to easily go on our website, digiceltt.com, look for network. We have what we call an LTE checker there. And all you have to do is just type in your cell phone number, and that's it. It's going to check your SIM card and will let you know whether or not your SIM needs to change or not. So that's one way, the LTE checker that's now built in on the Digicel Trinidad and Tobago website. Then the second way, of course, is you can visit a store or you can do some research on a device. So if you know what type of devices you have, and guys, this also is not just for cell phones, but different types of devices. We're talking GSM devices and GPS devices in vehicles, for instance. Many of those still work on 2G network. So it might be a case of you simply contacting your provider you would have purchased those devices from to find out if they're 3G and 4G LTE compatible, or as simple as doing a simple Google search on the internet, type in the name of the device, the model, and it should let you know. And finally, if you really need additional assistance, please feel free to visit us at an in-store, and we would have our customer service representatives assist you as much as possible there.
A call option as well?
You see, the thing is, we can't necessarily have a call option because in checking the device, we either need to put in your SIM card number or your actual device, or we need to see the device to be able to check it. So, I mean, customers are always invited to use our customer care contact center options, which are our live chat on our My Digicel app, or live chat via our website and stuff. But for something like this, we really think that the LTE checker built in on our website, or even just visiting us so we can take a look at changing out your SIM card for you, are one of the great things. And of course, we also will be doing those SIM upgrades free of charge for our customers. So it's not to say that you're going to incur a cost by having to swap from a 2G SIM to a 3G SIM. So we're really working with the customers to make this transition as seamless as possible.
And then what about the service upgrades? So are we going to see increased coverage around Tobago? Because we know that there are certain points where just the data connectivity, there's a little disruption sometimes based on the topography of the land and so on.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely. We have been working over the last couple of months. I mean, coming off of the heels of last year, we made some significant promises to Tobago, where we said that we were investing quite a bit of capital into upgrading our network in Tobago, into what we call ring fencing the island, in terms of building out additional LTE support as well as our fiber broadband network. And we've been doing just that. I mean, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be making some bigger announcements around a particular project we have called Deep Blue One that we're working on as well. That's going to bring a whole different level of connectivity to Tobago. But with this particular 2G upgrade, definitely. I mean, the reality is that the benefits that the 3G network as well as the 4G and LTE advanced networks bring, it brings wider coverage, it brings greater service. You're going to get better connectivity. You're going to definitely get better call quality on those calls, as well as it's going to enhance your streaming from your mobile devices. So there are a range of benefits that you can have for sure from upgrading from 2G to 3G and 4G LTE.
All right, good. Just make the distinction for persons out there wondering, in terms of sometimes you look in that top right-hand corner and it's wavering between your LTE going to your 3G. What's happening there? I want you to just explain that for the layman that has concerns and wondering. And the first thing we probably respond to say, "What's going on with Digicel? My phone ain't working properly." Please, just provide that explanation so that we can have some guidance in that regard.
Okay, so when you talk about connectivity, remember we're talking about different radio frequencies and stuff like that, right? So we're talking about bandwidth, we're talking about all the invisible radio waves that surf through the air that your phone attempts to connect to, dependent on where you are and what you're doing. So when you see it moves from, let's say, 4G LTE to 4G, it might throttle for 3G back to 4G intermittently. That just means that you're connecting to different cell sites or different towers as you probably move from location to location. So the thing is that when you have a device that's more powerful, so for instance, when we talk 2G, 3G, 4G, the G just stands for generation. So 2G stands for second generation technology, and of course there is 3G, third generation, and 4G, fourth generation technology. So as you can imagine, the higher the number is, the better and more advanced the technology is going to be, which means that it's going to make your system, your phone device, your GPS, your portable devices are all going to be stronger and have a better chance of connecting and latching on to a solid signal. In addition to that, well, parallel to that, the upgrades that we want to do, or that we are doing, in terms of decommissioning our 2G network, allows us to put a lot more resources and focus into the 3G and 4G LTE advanced networks. And of course, this would allow us to further boost and strengthen those signals. It will allow us to further enhance the connectivity that you experience. It allows us to further make sure that every time that you connect, that you have a more seamless, a more consistent signal, and that's what we're working toward, because we promise the best service, and sometimes what we have to do is look at where we're putting our resources so that we can ensure that the resources benefit the customers as much as possible.
All right. And very quickly, worst case scenario, I am trusting that you're going to be having a very major rollout between now and March in terms of engaging customers far and wide. Worst case scenario, you get to March, you were probably under a rock. What's going to happen to your device if you are still on a 2G?
Well, I would hope that that rock would be a rock that's not in Trinidad, because we really intend to reach out as much as possible to customers using all of our touch points. And of course, it's about, and guys, look out for official communications from Digicel. Look out for our SMS messages. Look out for official Digicel communications via our social media. It's a great time to follow us online. I mean, we're also getting into Christmas. So, we have lots of giveaways attached to these campaigns as well. So across the Digicel network, you can definitely be sure that we're going to do as much as possible to inform our customers, encourage them to change, hold their hands along the way, gift them devices, make sure that they have the free SIMs. However, as you mentioned, for that one person who may be under that rock somewhere very, very far that we can't find, come March 31st, their device would no longer work. And we would hope that on the 1st of April, they would hurriedly get into our stores to get themselves a new device and keep their connectivity on the best network in TNT.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Greaves, for being on with us and for sharing with us that upgrade. And we are certainly looking forward to seeing better service from Digicel, especially right here in Tobago. So thank you again.
Thank you very much
so
for
much for having
us.
me.
All right, well, viewers, we're going to go for a break, so please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But before we go, we got to share the life,
share the life, share the life.